Nehemiah 2:18 says, "Then I told them of the hand of my God which was good upon me, as also the king's words that he had spoken unto me. And they said, Let us rise up and build. So they strengthened their hands for this good work." This passage of Scripture defines the heart and soul upon which the ministry of Craftsmen for Christ was founded. Thank you for the opportunity to tell you more about our desire to serve the great Master Builder. In June of 1995, a group of men had the opportunity to travel to Wyoming to lay the foundation for what is now Buffalo Baptist Church. This small congregation had been meeting in storefront offices. During this trip, it became evident that there was a financial and physical struggle for some churches to build facilities to use in spreading the gospel. It was from this trip the Craftsmen for Christ ministry was formed. We are a faith-based independent Baptist ministry of helps, supported by churches and individuals just like you. All support goes directly into the ministry through our sending church, Freedom Baptist Church, in Rural Hall, North Carolina. The Craftsmen for Christ ministry is made up of volunteers and full-time missionaries. All labor is donated. There are no salaries. Galatians 6:10 admonishes us that as we have therefore opportunity, let us do good unto all men, especially unto them who are of the household of faith. And James 1:22 tells us to be doers of the word and not hearers only, deceiving your own selves. We serve because God has commanded us to. Many pastors, missionaries, and other ministry workers can become burdened physically or financially. This can cause delay, disappointment, and discouragement. A discouragement so great at times that some have left the field or ministry. 1 Corinthians 12:4 states, "Now there are diversities of gifts, but of the same Spirit." God has given everyone some sort of talent or skill which he can use to further the gospel. The Craftsmen for Christ ministry serves first of all with prayer, and then physically and financially by providing free, skilled labor to assist in needed construction or expansion projects. Will you let God use you? The Craftsmen for Christ ministry was founded by Ronnie Venable. God gave him a burden to use the skills God gave him to help ministries in need, and he served faithfully until his passing in January 2021. The Lord has blessed this ministry with full-time missionary workers, all who have stepped out by faith to work in the field while continuing to raise support. Joe Pegram went with the first group of men to Wyoming. He's volunteered on many projects before surrendering full-time in 2014. He is currently our ministry director and Eastern Field Coordinator. Joe is a skilled brick mason. He and his wife Kathy desire your prayers as they serve the Lord. Our Western Coordinator, Roger Mullins, and his wife Rachel have volunteered since the ministry's start. They surrendered to go full-time in 2005. Roger is a skilled carpenter, and Rachel helps cook meals while we're on job sites. Hank Williams surrendered to go full-time in 2009. He has a servant's heart and desires to be used of the Lord, which is evident on the job site. He is faithful to work in any capacity needed. Scotty Boyd surrendered to preach in 2016, and he and his wife Rita surrendered to full-time service at the beginning of 2018. Scotty has a background in construction work with concrete as his specialty. He works closely with Brother Roger in the Midwest. Since 1995, God has allowed us to assist different church and mission projects which vary in size and structure type. Many of these congregations had been meeting in very small facilities, such as someone's home or storefront offices, because they could not take on the financial burden to contract a church building to be built. By providing free labor, these congregations were able to get into a permanent structure more quickly and get started bringing in souls to be ministered to. We have also helped some ministries in need of more room by building Sunday school rooms or fellowship halls. In addition to churches, we've helped missionaries and children's homes with structures they may need. God has allowed us to travel and help with projects from Montana to North Carolina and from Florida up to Canada. As we travel across this great nation, we come in contact with many people whom God has blessed with skill and talent, but sadly, only a few are willing to donate time or surrender to the ministry. How about you? Are you available? Are you a builder, plumber, electrician, heating and air contractor, heavy equipment operator, carpenter, florist, painter, landscaper? Are you a willing laborer? There is much to be done. In closing, let's take a look at how God has allowed the Craftsmen for Christ ministry to make a difference. As you can see from this breakdown of figures, a construction project can be quite expensive. Now, let's look at a different set of figures. By providing free labor, this congregation was able to save more than $477,000. Since its start, the Craftsmen for Christ ministry has helped save ministries and churches over $36 million. That's a savings of over $215,000 each month that can be used for other ministries within a church or to support missions. But what is the most value? Just one soul. What is your part? Please pray that God will give us laborers for the vineyard and that He would guide us in the path that we should go. Has God spoken to you about giving to the Craftsmen for Christ ministry to help with the financial needs on the mission field? Are you willing to volunteer? There's plenty of work to do, and now is the time. What we do, let us do it today, for we have no promise of tomorrow. Thank you for allowing us to share our burden. May God bless you.